Well, we're inside a cave here at a place called Altamira in the north of Spain, on the other side of the world, looking up at the ceiling of the cave. And there's all these very, very ancient paintings of bison, European bison, an animal which is still around, but almost gone. They're being looked after so they don't become extinct. And in this cave, many, many years ago, the hunters of the bison painted images of them in their cave on the ceilings, as you see here. And there's a picture of the bison as they are today, these very big animals, very similar to the bison that are found in North America, in the United States. And these are huge animals that were hunted in ancient times and were nearly extinct, but in Europe, there's still a few left. And they were painted on the walls of the caves, in this cave at a place called Altamira in Spain. And while they were painting, they painted a few other things on the walls. Here's a case where they put their hands up and painted around them. Some suggested they blew through a straw, the ink, so it made a silhouette of the hands on the wall. And I thought I'd put these pictures up and talk a little bit about these paintings and these caves, ancient caves today, because do you know what? I've found our own cave paintings, although they're on the side of the school buildings. Here's a couple of hands plastered on the side of the school thanks to the mud that is around at the moment. Now, it's a very muddy time of the year, very wet, and the ground gets very muddy and we can get mud on our hands. And in this case, it's ended up on the side of the school, which is a bit of a bother for me because I have to clean it off. Here's another one. Someone has done a streak, and even more artistically, a pattern which I can't recognize and probably you can't recognize. But again, it's mud that's come off the ground and on our hands and onto the wall. It'll have to be cleaned off. So let's keep the mud on the ground. And when it does get on our hands, let's go to the bathroom and wash it off so that we don't have this sort of mess on the walls of the school, because it doesn't look nice and it goes hard and it can actually mark the walls. So, you know, if we do end up muddy, clean it off in an appropriate way, and let's not paint on the walls. We're not in a cave and we're not in the ancient world. We're not trying to paint bison, and we have lots of opportunity in our class to be artistic. And so thank you for that, and we look forward to some clean walls in the coming weeks.